Nightmare on Elm Street Part 3. Freddy's just around the corner.
Welcome to The Good, the Bad, and the Sequel. This is a movie podcast where we're talking sequels, and we do it in two parts. The first, an interview with an actor or someone involved that made the film worth watching, and the second, a discussion of the sequel, what they got right, what they got wrong, and how it could have been better. Hope you enjoyed last week's interview with production designer, art department, special effects, construction coordinator. The man did it all. Mick Strong, great guy. Be sure to check out his directorial debut, and he did some co-writing on it. It's Solitude. It's on Tubi. Really cool movie. It's about a girl in a competition, kind of like one of those alone shows, but there's something lurking in the woods, and Mick knows horror. His credits are unreal. One of my favorite parts of the interview, he said, "You're the sequel dude? It says it on the bottom." And then he goes, "Well, I'm the sequel dude." And he rattles off, and it's like Nightmare 3, 4, Critters 2, Texas Chainsaw 3. The list goes on and on. Great dude. So if you haven't listened to that, be sure to check it out. But this week we were talking about, finally, we've covered three Nightmare on Elm Streets, right? 3 of them so far. Oh no, well if you can't Freddy vs. Jason, I guess you don't count that. And now we finally are getting the best one in Nightmare on Elm Street 3, The Dream Warriors. Before I mention anything about a really big plot hole I found in these movies, I got to introduce you to my partner in the sequel watching journey, Jamie Riccardi. Jamie, how are you?
Doug, I'm actually feeling great because we finally got a good movie to watch.
And it's what, October, when this comes out, it'll be Halloween. So finally, we got a good movie for this year, which is nuts.
This has been the year of like really terrible movies. So this is a change of pace. And I'll tell you, I never watched Halloween movies growing up. I was always Jason and Freddy. I saw all those as growing up. And after watching this movie, by far the best Nightmare on Elm Street. Yeah. But it just shows you, to me, I think it blows Halloween away. I think it blows Friday away because in a way it's a different, like, again, it's not a slasher, but like these special effects are way above.
Oh yeah.
I mean, like, it's incredible. Like, and we talked about this when we covered other Nightmare movies. The creativity in all the Nightmare movies are just insane.
Yeah,
like it's insane. So but with that being said, there's a few. So I saw this. I haven't seen this in a long time.
Me neither.
I remember it a little differently. And it is the best one, but I thought there was more to it. To the Dream Warriors than what we actually saw.
Oh, yeah. No, in a way, I kind of felt that a little bit too. But I think you're so right. Like these movies, and I don't really ever distinct the difference, but like these aren't slashers. These are like, this is like a I don't know, horror movie, supernatural horror because of what happens in it. So you're right. This movie is like, this is like a great horror movie.
And again, okay, there's obviously a couple of good like one-liners, but he has a mix of like comedy, but there's also like creepy horror with
very
him. And like, I mean,
yeah.
And let me tell you, the way he stands and presents himself when you see him, that one scene when he's in the hallway and he's like leaning against the wall, like, but that's what makes Robert Englund. That's what he does with Freddy. That his posture. His like the movement, like I don't think anybody can copy it like him, like because that's what makes it creepy. Like the way he's such a confident like bad guy. It's amazing. So like I think this is by far the best one out of all of them.
Yeah, and if they wanted to, and I don't know why they didn't want to, they could have kept making these, and with Robert in like the 90s, and they would have just done so well, because you think how many Fridays they pumped out. For some reason, Nightmare, it did get a late start compared to it 4 years later, but they just never kept pumping it out. But maybe because they got to the point, they're like, what else can he do?
No, I think also, I mean, there's a lot more that goes into making a Friday movie than, I mean, a Nightmare movie than Friday, right?
There's actually a plot.
So I think,
like,
besides the plot, yes, like Jason is the same movie over and over again, right?
Yeah.
Nightmare, that each one is something different, but again, the special effects, like they have to come up with these special effects like in every movie is like so over the top, but like so well done. I mean, this movie was made. Okay, we just watched Tron, and the special effects for Jeff Bridges will look so bad compared to the special effects in this movie.
Oh, I know.
And the movie's like what, 30 years difference? Like, so I think that's why they couldn't pump them out because there's so much that gets involved in making a Freddy movie that it's just impossible. Like Jason, you could just keep making one a year if you really wanted to.
Yeah, and you know what? It's so true because when you had to think of the Nightmare movies, when they don't put something into those kill scenes or into the dream sequences, it's like, this is lame. Like in Nightmare 4, which I do love that movie, but when they didn't have the money left to do the karate scene and he's just fighting air, like you remember that and it's just so bad. All of the ones in this movie, the sets are so different. And it's just cool. Even the Wizard Kid, which we'll get to him later in the movie, his is kind of in the realm of, man, maybe we don't have a lot left because there's not a big set. It was a tunnel and everything, but still really well done.
It was. And, but again, with this movie, like I've seen them all, but I always remember the name Kincaid. I knew before the movie started, I knew Kincaid. Man. He was, but like I knew that name, and I haven't seen the movie in a long time, but that I did remember that. Yeah. Not to mention also like the kills, like we mentioned this kill before with the puppet or the marionette.
Oh my god! And you know who that was?
Like
the class of 99, 99
I was going to say he was a class of 99.
Yeah.
But I remember like that's a kill that I remember because it was so well done the way they did it, where they showed that he's not there and he is there, and he's just again. Yeah, I mean we got to get into this. I totally forgot that Rosanna Arquette was in this. Like this is her first movie.
She's not in it. Like, it's Patricia Arquette.
That's true.
This movie would be different if it was Rosanna Arquette. She was already established at this point, right? Because I feel like she was in After Hours this year.
Well, she made Desperately Sick and Susan probably around the same time.
Yeah. But Patricia, just think about her in this movie. Like she again, and I should have done this before I should have done research on why she didn't come back, but they don't talk about it in the documentary. So maybe there really isn't much out there. It was definitely probably money, because I think the next movie, even Robert says it, she like kind of blows up after it, but she's like so good. Like you see her in this movie, nothing against the other cast, because I think this movie is so well casted, but when you see her, you're just like, I can't stop looking at her. She looks like she just has that special look.
Well, and you know, you kind of touch on something where, like all the, like, it's rare. Do you find a cast of characters that you kind of care about all of them?
Yeah.
Like, like you like them all. Like there's, you watch any Friday movie. I can't stand 90% of the cast that they have in there. And I can't wait for them to die. Like this group of kids in this movie, like they all have, different personalities, but like, they were so well casted, and the characters that they were given, like you actually like these kids.
Yeah.
Like you like every one of them. So it's like, as much as you want to see Freddy kill them, you also want them to be saved, where you show me these Friday movies, I want every single one of them dead.
Yeah. I agree. And these are all vulnerable characters. Usually in those Friday movies, you have all different, you have the vulnerable ones, you have the assholes, you have all these different, in this, all of them, you're like kind of rooting for them, because pretty early on, we know they're there all for the same thing.
Well, and you again, you just touched that also. I don't think this one has the generic, the jerk, the dork,
not at all.
Like it has like just vulnerable kids who are, now the hospital itself, I think I have a lot of like issues with.
Yeah.
And we'll get there, but let's jump into this thing.
So we start off and we see the mom, which we remember her from part 4, and then the whole story about her daughter in real life is the daughter from Friday the 13th part 5. They didn't have a good relationship, so it was kind of for her like an easy role to do, because she didn't have a good relationship with her own daughter. She's drunk. She's coming home while her daughter's doing like this very creepy paper mache art project. Like,
well, so the mom is an alcoholic.
Yeah, clearly.
But wasn't Nancy's mom also an alcoholic?
Yep.
So they like to portray like moms as alcoholics.
Well, not just moms; it's everybody's an alcoholic for what they did. Because Nancy's dad turned into one, but it's all because these are the people that are left of that killed Freddy.
No, he wasn't an alcoholic in the first movie.
No, he wasn't. No. He was after after his wife died, which we got to talk about that too.
His mom is also her mom is also a slut because she brings home. She didn't say boyfriend, or she said my guest.
Yeah, my guest. Yeah.
Okay, so I mean, clearly she brings home a different guy all the time. But she's also, I mean, I'm assuming Patricia Arquette is like, probably like a 18-year-old. I mean,
Yeah.
she's 18. So why is she getting tucked in? Her mom came in there to tuck her in.
Her mom's so drunk she thinks she's 12 still or something. But just how she's building that creepy art, which that was a really cool thing. And then the callback to it at the end was really cool. But I thought that was very neat the way they connected.
Well, you didn't recognize the house at the beginning?
No, I knew it right in the beginning.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. But I'm just saying, when you see her build it and you see it just sitting there, you know, like, oh my God, that's what it is. And she's trying to stay up because we're already like, okay, she's obviously being tormented by him. And I love the advertising of Maxwell House. It was huge. And then she drinks a Diet Coke. Like, perfect label to the side.
Oh, always.
Yeah.
Always. Wasn't there, like, I'm trying to think. She goes to the house in the beginning, right? And she meets the little kids.
Yeah.
Like that.
Yep.
So can you imagine, like, how traumatizing for these kid actors? Because they're always young. The two girls that are always jump roping and singing a song. Like, that's got to be pretty scary to make a movie like this.
Oh, I know.
Because to see Robin Englund on in full makeup in front of them.
He's probably so silly. Like, hey, this isn't real. Like when they did with what's her name in Halloween 4. They were like, "Hey, how you doing?"
Yeah, he can be silly. He still looks creepy as anything, right? So, and they got to be like 6 years old. I mean, they're young. I mean, like, I just wonder, like, if did they end up going like on a career? My guess is when you have actresses or act kids, whatever kids acting in like horror movies at a young age, they tend to keep going in the horror genre as they get older, right?
Yeah.
And so I wonder if it's like something to do with like. Kind of like, again, it messes with them and like this is all they know and they just, I don't know, like I feel like that always happens.
Yeah, no, I think, and then also just that we know like horror fans, they love those movies, so it's like so much easier, like, oh my God, you were in that movie, you're a kid in that movie, and then it makes it so much easier. So here's my first thing I wanted to bring up, actually two things. This is kind of like piggybacks what you kind of mentioned before, but like these movies have such a better story. But it's weird if the movies aren't good, if they don't have the good effects, even Robert can crush it. They're just not easy to watch. Like part 5, Freddy's dead, just not easy to watch. Friday the 13th, on the other hand, like you said, the characters you hate, there's no plot, but it's so much easier to go through those movies. And I thought that was so fascinating. Obviously, this one's totally different, but I wonder why.
Wherever Bud goes, his harmonica goes with him. It's a pocket full of soul. Now he's living with prostate cancer. He asked his doctor about Xtandi enzalutamide. Xtandi 40 milligram tablets treats men with prostate cancer that has spread to other parts of the body and responds to a medical or surgical treatment to lower testosterone. Xtandi may cause serious side effects: seizure, a brain condition called PRESS, allergic reactions, heart disease that can lead to death, falls and bone fractures, swallowing problems, or choking that can lead to death. Stop Xtandi and get medical help at once if your face, tongue, lip, or throat start swelling. Tell your doctor at once if you faint, have a seizure, quickly worsening headache, decreased alertness, confusion, vision problems, chest pain or discomfort, or shortness of breath. Xtandi can cause harm to an unborn baby or miscarriage. Use birth control during and 3 months after Xtandi. Common side effects include muscle and joint pain, feeling unusually tired, hot flashes, constipation, less appetite, diarrhea, high blood pressure, bleeding, falls, fractures, and headache. Talk to your doctor and visit Xtandi.com.
Well, I not only you don't care, but they also, I find in Friday movies, they always have silly characters.
Always.
Like, always, right? Like
always
Farthead,
a clown,
like
always the jock. Yeah, they really
like it's just like over the top personalities. Where I think in this movie, these were like troubled teens, like and actual personalities. And I think that's what, maybe because there's no humor in Friday movies, they figured, you know what? Let me throw in like just over the top comic-y kind of characters, since there's no humor. Where Freddy, you have real people, but he brings the humor. And I think that's maybe what it is. Because I mean, again, going back to Farthead, I mean, no one speaks like that, but that's their, there's always a kooky, the mother and son that are the guy on the motorcycle.
I know. Yeah.
Like, it's always kooky characters.
Something
always.
like that,
Yeah. Right.
So and here's my second point. This is my most important one. And I know the answer that people would say right away to be like, this is why. But Freddy was killing and, being inappropriate, like children. Like these were kids, like the ones for 1, 2, those are the kids that he was doing that stuff to. Why is he going after high school kids? And I know people are going to be like, it's because it's the kids of the Elm Street kids that the parents killed them. I get that, but can't he just kill anybody to gain powers, right?
Well, I mean, again, this leads to a bunch of different things. So, one, do these kids live on Elm Street? No.
My assumption would be at that point when they killed them, I think they all did because they call them the Elm Street kids. They all still don't live there. Like, were they all neighbors? And
no, but I don't think they did. I think it's because of their parents. So, like, I think these kids never lived on Elm Street. I just think it's their parents, first of all.
Okay, that makes sense, yeah. So if the parents were living on that street, yeah. Right.
The parents did. But first of all, okay. So this is one of my things with this movie. This now is the third movie. Clearly, there have been very similar deaths and unexplained things and Freddy's been brought up many times in the first two movies, and now there's a third time. These people still acting like they've never heard of this before.
I know.
And again, you're at a psychiatric center, but regardless, you have one murder. It's on the news. You have a bunch of kids twice now, two different, movies, high school kids, all murdered, in weird, crazy ways, all talking, and you always have like the survivor talking about Freddy. They act like they've never heard of this before.
I know. And it makes no sense, especially now when you think of if that's the truth that all of those kids' parents lived on Elm Street, wouldn't they? Do they visit their kids? Did one go in? Like, did Kincaid's dad go in and say, "Oh, hey, Kincaid! Oh my God! All of my old neighbors' kids are here. Something's fishy. Something's going on."
If you were the Elm Street kids, you know about Freddy and you know this is going on. Clearly, you've heard the name. Why are you still living there?
Yeah.
Like, I mean, shouldn't the town just knock it down? like knock down that street. Like, you don't need that street. Like, close all the houses. Clearly, there's an issue going on with that street. But I feel like there's a lot of and again, now the majority of this movie, pretty much the whole movie takes place at a hospital. Mm-hmm. And these are all kids that are on suicide watch. However, they're allowed to roam the halls. Their doors, they have glass in the windows, which, I would think is not, there's a scene where they break it. I mean, they're really not under watch. Like, they could sneak out. Like, if I would think that if you're on suicide watch, you're pretty much there's around the clock watch. There's
somebody's sitting there at a chair at your door, not just Larry Fishburne walking around.
Which, he's such a good actor. Like, even then, he acted very serious and I think he did a great job.
Yeah.
For one early job.
Wow, this guy's going to be somebody.
100%.
His conversation with Nancy at the hallway, that was a good back and forth. I thought he was going to die. I was like, you know what? Why not? Because,
well, let me think about it this way. You had two black actors in this movie, and neither one died. And isn't that the myth that it's the first one? It wasn't another
they just don't
movie or something?
Oh yeah.
Or they always say that's the first person to die. Yeah, one of those. But they both survived. See, so this movie broke that curse. It didn't break the 80s rule curse because they threw in a scene that just because it had a throw in boobs. It was so random. But yeah, I mean, I this hospital. One, they seem to be the only patients in this hospital.
Yeah.
You don't see anyone else. And you have Nurse Ratched. She looks just like Nurse Ratched.
Yeah.
I mean, you can't get a creepier nurse, outside of having Nurse Ratched there.
Yeah, no,
she
was good.
The counselor looks like Bill Maher.
Oh, Neil. He was a good actor. That was a weird... What was interesting, which we get more in depth when we get to that scene, but I was like, how old is this guy? And then he's like, and Nancy's 23.
She just graduated. So yeah. So right. So that seemed a little off a little bit. I'm not sure if they would give that much control to a brand new grad.
I know.
Like she had in the hospital. There's a lot. I mean, there's a lot, with this movie, but
even the opening scene was super graphic when she's she's running away from Freddy. She's like stuck in like pudding, and then she opens that door, and that was a creepy scene.
Wait a second. You said pudding? I the first thing I thought it was mud. You're thinking it was pudding.
It was really sticky.
Not mud.
It was like chocolate pudding. Big ones. They like.
So you think Freddy came up with pudding instead of mud?
Well, they used oatmeal in the original on the stair scene. They used like packets of instant oatmeal.
Oh, so you think that Freddy has like just a plethora of like breakfast?
That's all he can use. Yeah.
That's just
when you fall through the floor, he changes the floorboards and puts in Pop-Tarts. That's how that works for him.
Unbelievable.
But that whole room was pretty creepy. And it'd been cool if there was a lot of kids there. So obviously he's killing. So that shows that are those kids that he killed? And that's a lot more than we've seen in 2 movies. So he was doing a lot of killing that we haven't seen to other kids. I don't know, prior to Nancy or.
Are you talking about the souls?
No, not the souls. Remember she ran and she was running from Freddy. And she opened a door, and it was a big gym, and there was a ton of hanging students.
Yeah.
So I'm like, wow, is that all of it? But dude, and then when she's in the bathroom, and then Freddy slices her wrist, dude, that was sick, man. Her mom opens the door, and you just see the blood coming out.
Yeah.
I'm like, wow, man.
It's again, I think the transitions in this movie also are just incredible. Like, like that scene, like how quickly, like again, it's the creative writing of these movies that, like, again, we go back to Friday 13th or Halloween, like, he goes to the house, he slashes around at it, like, there's no really creativity to that, it's anybody could do that. Here, it's like they have to come up with creative ways to interact the dream world with the real world and how it, like, interacts and how, like, accurate it looks, and like it's so good the way it's done. Like you forget, like we haven't watched the Freddy one in a while, and like
it's been a while.
I'm like, you know what? I'm so good. We're glad we're able to watch this one because it's like it really does make you appreciate the Freddy movies for what they were.
No, there's so much fun, and like how crazy Kristen is. So right away when she gets there, her mom's like, such a floozy. Oh yeah, she's only doing this because I told her that she can't watch or something ridiculous. She's stabbing people. She's throwing.
She screams throughout the whole movie.
I know
she's literally screaming at every scene. But you know what? You could see glimpses of, to me, like my favorite role with her is True Romance.
Oh yeah,
and like you could see like how she acted in True Romance is like you could see this girl, like, again, she's going to be something, like, her acting is going to be, bring her up. So,
yeah. And then right away, Nancy shows up right away. So she's going to start helping out, and she looks amazing. Like always the best.
Okay. However, she has to walk around with the gray streak just to show that the fear of Freddy made her hair gray, so she has to keep walking around like that.
What's she gonna do? Dye it every week?
She's 22 years old. What 22-year-old gonna walk around with gray hair like that and it's only a streak? I mean, like, I think
she's Rogue from X-Men. She's a big comic book fan.
I think that, she should get over it. That, all right, fine. She has to show that she dealt with Freddy.
Put on a hat.
By the way, does that really happen? Like, if you were, like, really scared, like, all of a sudden a gray streak happens? Like, is that a myth or is that really happening? Because they always say that, like, it's like, although if you look at every president, like, they all turn, like, when they start off, like, with all the stress, but, like, but they're also older. I'm just talking about, like, if you're, like, 20 and, like, and you got, like, really scared, are you going to get, like, a gray streak just
I don't know.
all of a sudden happen?
I don't know. That is a trope in movies. Whenever somebody's, like, very scared, they're always, like, very gray looking, and they're all white.
So I just wonder if that really happens. Like, can you turn gray from being scared?
Heather
kind of weird, though.
Heather did.
I know. But, like, now, does it happen? And hers happened, like, immediately. Like, all right, it wasn't like overnight. It wasn't like gradual. Like, so, like, how does that work? Like, does the color just wash off? Like, and it's turned gray, or like it's not growing out gray? Like,
that happened when she got out, right? That was at the end of the first movie.
I think so. But and that movie, she's okay. In that movie, she's in high school.
Yeah,
she's not gonna dye it. She's gonna leave gray like that.
Wear that badge. Show Freddy that. Like, in this time frame, I wish that she talked about, because she said it's 5 years ago and my friends were dying. Like, I would love to have known, has this been happening for 5 years, or is he just choosing now? Because it seems like he's picking kids because obviously we know from the other films, the more kids he kills, you know, the more souls
The
he
stronger
has.
he
The
gets.
stronger, yeah. So like he gets Kristen in there. So he goes to her house. He's tormenting her to, I guess, sleep. Because there's a lot of times in this movie, Freddy could have killed people. He didn't kill them. It was weird. He was using headlocks. He was grabbing people.
Well, he's definitely playing with them a little bit more. But again, a lot of the rules don't apply in this movie. Like, I mean, they definitely change a lot in this movie of different things. But yeah, I mean, I don't know. I mean, you know, yeah, I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know. To your point, I don't know.
Yeah. So now, right when Neil and Nancy are done talking, she like drops her purse, and it's that same drug. I should have wrote it down. Something troll. And that's the same one they use in Freddy vs. Jason. So it's kind of that same thing, that like that pill that keeps you up all night and like help you from not having the dreams. And then she goes around, hey, you want to meet everybody? She meets Philip, and he has all of his marionettes. Like, what an expensive hobby. That is something.
I mean, I would say puppets, but you know, I don't want to go down
They're
that
they're
road again.
marionettes. They have the...
I know, but the puppets and marionettes, same thing. But go ahead.
I'm trying to think. We didn't even talk about that during Puppet Master. We talked about that during...
I know, something completely
something that
different.
wasn't even on it. But
yeah.
mentioned already Cody Culp, who was in class of 1999. Really fun sequel that we covered. It was ridiculous. The cast was unreal. So now we get, it was Hypnosil. That's what it was. Oh yeah, and then Neil does like the 1985 Googling of Hypnosil. He's like in some database for medical.
I was going to say, what was he using?
It was just probably
like
an encyclopedia for doctors, and it was just had to
That's
search.
crazy.
But I've never seen that before. Like,
that's what I'm saying.
it was
Like
cool.
it was bizarre seeing it, because I mean, he had like the old school like Commodore or whatever kind of Apple computer that was.
Yeah.
You know, the green screen. But probably had a floppy disk in there.
Probably did.
So the fact, yes. But yeah, I was like, wow, like, is this considered internet or just like documents that he had, whatever.
It was cool.
It was weird.
And it was neat that
was.
the movie gets right into it, especially to show the connection of what Nancy's role is going to be. Because, so Kristen's in a room, she's doodling, she falls asleep. Then her dream is like, again, it's like, how do you think of these things? Like, to think of, okay, in comes, and Mick obviously had to work on this stuff. It's like, hey, we're going to have a tricycle come in with bloody wheels, and it's going to be so hot it's steaming.
But that image alone, like, again, like the creativity, and then the fact that okay, so you have the mind that says, you know what, I think this would be cool. You know, like we're in the writer's room, let's have this tricycle, no one on it. It just pedals in there and then melts. Okay, cool. Now you got to create that. And like the team that creates this stuff is just incredible. Like it really looks like it's a melting, and again, this is before CGI stuff and everything else. Like it's just crazy. Like the people that, I wonder if it's the same like special effects crew on a lot of the movies.
Yeah, I think so. Like, I think the makeup stuff is Kevin Yeager. He does, I think, 3, 4, and 5.
You're talking about the Freddy makeup.
The Freddy makeup and a lot of that type of special effects. But the rotoscoping and like some of those, like the end scene when he's spinning and all the souls are like that. Yeah. No, it's unreal how they do it. And even some of the cool stuff that they do, because it's like, sometimes it's like the budgeted thing that you want to do that costs a lot of money. It doesn't work out. Like the pig that was on the table, they roasted a pig, let it rot, and then they had a puppeteer draw straws and put their hand in, and it's so scary that you know that.
You know what? And you know it's going to happen.
Yeah,
you know what's going to happen. Yeah. You see, but it's still, again, it's still very creepy. The room's very creepy, and again, like it's just. Like things like that, it's just incredible. It's just incredible what they're able to do.
Oh, yeah.
And again, I don't know how big the budget is, but I'm sure it's not massive compared to other movies. And I think that what they have, it really is like, I don't know too many like horror movies that have the special effects that Nightmare on Elm Street movies have.
No, they're good. Like the snake, when you see Freddy the snake, dude, how cool that is.
The TV. I mean, his head going through a TV, melting to his face. Like, I mean, like things like that's just incredible. Like, it really is. So,
no, it's nuts. Yeah. But the snake scene is so cool looking. Just the visual of her getting dragged onto the floor and about to get eaten, and Nancy, the camera trick of her sitting in the chair and falling through it into the dream world was amazing. It was really cool. That was like when you really felt like, oh my God, this is like so cool.
Yeah.
The way that she transitioned into it was amazing.
Well, that's what I love when they show them in a dream state, when you're unsure if they're in a dream state or not, and then something like that, the marbles floating or whatever.
I know, that was
like,
cool.
But like, so you see her in a chair, so you don't know she's in a dream state yet, and then something happens. Like this happens every single time when they're all trying to go to sleep, and they're not sure if they are, and then all of a sudden something weird happens, and it shows you that transition is just so cool.
Well, this is the one
Because
that she sits in the chair like before.
No, I know.
Oh yeah, and she disappears right away.
Yeah, she disappears, but she's sitting there. But you don't know yet until that happens.
Oh yeah,
and again, so that's what I mean. Like these movies, you never know when the start of the dream is and the end of real world.
Great, which is like such an enjoyable thing because sometimes you're watching and you're like, are they in a dream or?
That's what I mean.
You
like
know?
you never know. Or when you think that like in this movie, oh, it didn't work. And they're all like, oh, it stinks. And you're like, but it's like, all right, and then also something happens. It's just like, again, that creativity. It's almost like that twist, right? Like, you never know when it's real and when it's not.
Yeah.
And that's what just makes it cool because you're always thinking, when is it going to happen?
Yeah, no, exactly. And then when she sees Freddy for the first time, and again, maybe kids weren't dying on Elm Street, right? Because I don't think she would be so shocked, but she's like, you, she's like, run. And then just running, man. It was nuts. And then they get out, and then that's when she's able to do the one-on-ones with all. This is where we get to learn about all the characters. She meets the D&D kid, who was great in this movie. Everybody was, Jennifer Rubin was awesome. Everybody was perfect.
Yeah, but, okay. So the one thing I have about, again, the Dream Warriors, and I know we're not there yet, but I feel like the one girl could have had a better Dream Warrior thing than just being a badass.
Oh, no. Taryn should have had something a little bit better.
It was lame. To me, that was lame. That was just yes, she looked great with the mohawk and all that stuff, but like 2 little knives, like that was her thing. Like that was just like, I think they could have given her something different, maybe turn invisible or something, like something cool. Like, you have these Dream Warriors who all have and then like she had just, to me, it was like just a lame.
And she was violent. Like when she turned into that, like before she saw Freddy, she was like, I get badass like this and I use my knives on people. And I'm like, oh, that's don't sleep near her.
But you're talking about Freddy Krueger. I mean, so like your best weapon is like 2 small knives. Like that was their idea of like, this is a great Dream Warrior.
Yeah.
I don't know. All right. I'd rather see her as a ninja. At least have a sword or something.
Well,
see, that would have been
Kristen is a ninja. She's doing some front flips. She's doing some kicks.
Okay. Only ninjas do front flips?
Well,
Jim Cotta? Wasn't Jim Cotta?
I guess, yeah, right.
She the gymnastics and so.
I just thought about Alice Johnson in the 4th one. Obviously, she's channeling her brother that did karate in that movie. But now thinking about it, I'm like, maybe that was like an homage because she did a lot of flips in that movie.
Oh, wait, that was her brother in the movie? That's supposed to be her brother?
Alice Johnson?
No, so Patricia Arquette's brother.
No. I'm saying Alice Johnson's brother in the 4th one. Lisa Wilcox's brother died.
I got
he
you.
did the karate, but I'm like, oh, maybe it's a little homage because Kristen should have been the karate person, but then Tuesday Night in the 4th one just didn't have that. Just didn't work.
Yeah. I know. I don't know. But I just when I was watching, I get it. You got a wizard, and then you got the strong guy. And then you have her with 2 knives. Like I felt like it was very flat.
King Cade's is so cool, just him breaking the walls and walking through them, and
it was almost comical in a way.
It was great.
Like right. But I'm gonna say this now because I mean this is, and you probably know what I'm gonna say. To me, I remember like the Dream Warriors as like, all right, it's like the Avengers of like Nightmare on Elm Street. They're gonna fight Freddy. They really didn't do anything.
No, they got broken up really quick.
Very quick. Like I barely touched them with their Dream Warrior powers.
Yeah.
Like it was and I think if I have any gripe with this movie, I think they wasted an opportunity to have just cool individual battles.
Yeah.
Like they should have had something like Kincaid should have had a little fighting match with him. The Warrior should have thrown a little bit more spells, and Knife Girl should have just thrown a knife or something.
Yeah.
But it was like it was wasted. I feel like they were just all wasted.
Yeah. No, I agree. No, there should have been something more with that. Even when they got broken up so quick, when that room got slashed up, which was really cool looking.
No, that's what I mean. When they had the separate motion, that's when they each should have had like a little battle.
Oh,
and it would have like a mini battle.
No, the Wizard's the only one that actually had something.
Well, a little something.
But
But
we
like
got close to him. He was fine, and then he walked next to him and got stabbed.
Yeah, I know.
Why is
But
he
it was
walking
so
next
quick.
to him?
I
Run.
don't know. Now, did you think there was more to the battles with their powers, or do you remember it being like very quick?
I remember, for some reason, I remember his being very quick, like just avoiding the chair and then all that. But I feel like Terrence, I felt like there was more to it, but it was over really quick. He just pulled the, the drugs and the sucking mouths on her arms.
No, and again, Freddy just mauled them all. I mean, it wasn't even a contest. And again, I mean, we're not there at the end yet, but I also think the ending fell a little flat too like kind of quick, but we'll get there.
Yeah. So now, at this point, this is when we hear more about Freddy when it comes to the guys, because they're sleeping in shifts. Ira Hayden. It's funny. I know these guys' names from just watching the documentary.
Well, Joey, right? Isn't it Joey?
Yeah, it was Joey. Joey was with Ira. Will. It was, so they were going to take shifts and sleeping. Obviously, like that always happens. They both fall asleep. And at that same time, Nancy and Neil are on a date. She's really just doing this to be able to get these kids hypnosil because she knows what's really going on. And this is where we get Bradley Gregg, his character, with his puppets, marionettes. What a cool, just the transition, seeing it on the wall and turn into Freddy that alone is amazing.
Well, they had a few like the stop motion or whatever. Like very cool, very well done.
They did it twice in this movie. Perfect.
I know.
Yeah,
and it reminded me of Sinbad a little bit when that happened.
Exactly.
Like
that's what they were talking about, like in the documentary. And,
really?
And Mick, they were trying to do like the Ray Bradbury, the Sinbad, because that's the kind of look they wanted to do. And they were like, oh yeah, and they were like, this is so hard, but it came out. Great.
It worked. It worked, and just to see if you're watching this movie for the first time, you see him cutting his arms and legs, like you're not expecting what's going to happen next.
Yeah.
Right. You're thinking Freddy's like slicing around and everything else. But when you see like the arteries and things being pulled out and like, I'm like, how cool is that? Like it really, and it was gross. Like, I mean, like again, it's a horror movie and it's so, you have the stuff in it, but like when Freddy does mess with them, it is gross.
It is very gross.
I mean, it's always gross. So like, but I think because there's humor and it's Freddy and it's like a different type, it doesn't come across as gross. Like if he was like a mass murderer killer, with a bag on his head and he's doing this kind of torture stuff and doing that, it looked way grosser. It could be the same special effects, but because it's Freddy Krueger doing it and not like a slasher, I think it doesn't come across as bad.
And because it's in a dream, because in your mind, you're like, this isn't really happening. They're really dying, but all of these things happening. How about like even the nurse, how calm she was when he walks up to the desk, walking like this. And she's like,
calm. She wasn't as usual. Like, so that nurse played the security guard. That is always never paying attention to, now you're the nurse in a wing of suicidal patients. Yep. And
there's more employees than patients at this place.
100%. Like, so how do you miss a kid sleepwalking like that?
Who's paying for this?
It's ridiculous.
Oh my God. Yeah. But the death is cool. And one thing that was really made it better was when Freddy could have just had him walk off when he like slices it. And it's basically like he's just for Will to see it. And Joey, and they're looking, and just the way he falls.
Well, even before you see him slice it, the fact that you see Freddy above the building,
that
like
looks
Monster
amazing.
Freddy.
Yeah.
You see like huge Freddy doing the marionette, and you see
marionette.
Yep. And you see him moving his fingers, like controlling
Very
it, like
cool.
just so cool. And anyone listening to this, I just moved my fingers. So that was a visual. In case you didn't understand what moving fingers means, I had to demonstrate what moving fingers were.
Oh man, but how about like again, adults are the worst. What do they call this? A sleepwalking accident is what Nurse Cratchit calls this.
Well, how about the fact that this happened at night and they have a meeting the next morning? Like right after this, they all witnessed their friend jump off the building and then immediately have a meeting and saying, "Oh, it was a sleepwalking accident." Or they're like. Would you really hold a meeting? Like, wouldn't it be like, all right, these kids it's a sensitive subject to begin with. like maybe this is not the right time to even have a meeting. Let's maybe take a field trip or something. Like get their mind off it. No, let's go right into it.
Yeah.
Like, and I feel like, again, there's obviously a few deaths that happen in this movie. There's not a lot of mourning process. It's literally, it's like, oh, we just lost another one. It's.
And then, but then Neil, the thing about Neil is Nancy obviously had an effect, like what she was talking about with him. She doesn't reveal everything until later, but he goes from the nurse says sleepwalking accident. Neil then talks about like suicide is for cowards. He says that line
in front of them.
And crazy.
Like he was very cold. Yeah, 100%.
And then he flipped. He said that, then looked around and noticed their reaction and looked at Nancy, then changed to saying, I want to prescribe them Hypnosil. And it's like, holy shit, like this is pretty quick how all of this happened.
And considering this is a guy that's probably been doing it for like 15, 20 years.
Yeah.
And he doesn't know not to like come at them with like, suicides for cowards. Like, I mean, really?
Not
like,
a good doctor.
No, because he's also taken direction from a 22-year-old recent grad who has no experience whatsoever.
But she does have great qualifications. Not ones you can really put on a resume because you'd be kind of, and what are some of your hobbies? Oh, yeah, I had a 4.8 GPA. Oh, I successfully defeated Freddy in the dream world.
Well, she can also say, I can get a reference from Freddy.
Yeah. She's a great bitch.
I have great references.
Oh man, dude. So then, so Jennifer, who loves, she was going to be an actress. That's what her thing is. She convinces Larry Fishburne to let her chill and watch TV, leaves it by himself. How about the one thing I wish in these movies that Freddy doesn't do versus what Jason does do? When we see creepy guys in a Friday the 13th, we know they're going to die. These movies, we know they're not going to die.
Talking about the orderly?
Dude, that guy was so creepy. Hey, hey, you want to party?
The fact that he's waiting outside of the bathroom for her.
Weird.
I mean, she's just got out of the shower and he's literally waiting and like blowing smoke in her face. And he's smoking the cigarette as she's like dripping wet coming out of the shower. And he's hitting on a girl who's clearly, depressed and mentally, like disturbed right now.
Yeah.
And you're going to hit on her? Like her friend just got killed, and like, yeah.
Hey, what's up?
Yeah, he should
I can
have
get
died.
some stuff. I can get some H for us. Yeah. I don't do that anymore. I'm like, man, I wish Freddy could kill him. That's what I wrote.
Oh, well, how does he get a job there? This is a guy that these kids are going there to get past their issues, and he's bringing up the issues they're trying to get past.
I know, right? He's a peddler to kids.
I mean, really, like, what an awful interview, they had with this guy.
Right.
What are your credentials? I don't know. I don't know. I had nothing to go with that, but I'm just saying they didn't check his credentials.
Yeah. Not good. But no. So one scene that's cool in this movie and the whole behind the scenes with it was the Dick Cavett scene on the TV. So Dick Cavett said, they're like, who do you want to interview? He goes, Zsa Zsa Gabor. And they're like, why her? That's like, why? And he's like, you know why? Because I never have her on my effing show. So, and I'd love to see her get killed in a movie. I'm like, whoa, man.
You know what would be funny? If she's the one that turned into Freddy. Like,
yeah.
with that accent.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, that was cool. That was interesting. And, it's funny. Like, she literally asked Lawrence Fishburne if she could stay up a little longer. The minute he leaves, she starts falling asleep.
Yeah, she was out pretty quick.
Like, I mean, like, she didn't waste any time.
Yeah.
Like, and how old is she? Like that she has these cigarettes. Like she first of all, look at she took a cigarette that was already smoked by someone else because she took it out of the ashtray and started smoking it.
She just wanted to burn herself to stay awake.
No, I know, but she just looks. It looked awkward because she looks so young.
Yeah,
like she looked young. So
yeah, but as soon as she hit her skin, it was on the TV. Like it was like, oh, this isn't working. But just this is the line that even though there's more in this movie that catapults it into pop culture. I'm not saying that this line was in this movie, but this is the one that it changed. Like, welcome to primetime. Well,
I think everybody remembers.
Yeah,
everybody knows that line. I would say out of all his lines, that's one of his probably. If you could take top 10 Freddy Krueger lines, that's definitely if not like number one, it's in the top 3.
Yeah, no, it's up there.
So yeah.
No, but it's just so good, and just like you talked about before, the effect makes it even better. Like great one-liners are great one-liners, but there's nothing after it doesn't work. But this one, everything looks good. And then when Fishburne opens the door and you just see her head in the burnt TV and you're like, wow, this is crazy.
Okay. So here's my gripe about this.
Mhm.
So you walk in and you see, now the TV's high up. It was high up on the wall.
Very
it
high
wasn't
up.
like standing. Okay. There was no chair there. So how do they think that she got up there? That she just ran and jumped and put her head through the TV and just got stuck there?
Yeah.
Like they didn't question at all the fact that it was because she was dangling. Like she was like a good like 3-4 feet off the ground with her head in the TV. No one questioned like how did she even get up there?
Yeah, they don't. What was that? Sleepwalking as well? Sleep jumping.
Okay. Well, and not to mention when eventually they get rid of the TV, they leave the entire burn stain on the wall. That when they walk back in there's no TV, but you can see the remnants of whatever was left over.
You can always remember Jennifer's burning hair.
I mean, wouldn't you immediately paint that wall so there's no memory of what just happened?
Yeah.
Like,
and then we get so to me a very crazy part of the movie is at the cemetery. So Neil's at the cemetery. He's really far standoffish. And that's when Nancy sees him. And just before that, he's having a conversation with a nun.
Is there, how many funerals did we see? Did we see 1 or 2?
2.
Is this the one that he just like in the middle of the funeral, he just gets up and walks away? Or is that the one later on? Because he sees the nun.
Yeah, well, no, that's the second one. Because he goes to try to find her again.
Yeah, but like, okay. Because
at the end. That's at the end of the movie. The second one's at the end of the movie.
Okay. Since I brought it up, the fact that the priest is literally talking and he just gets up and walks away as the priest is going over the funeral. Like, so first of all, extremely rude. I mean, it's so you like no respect, and he just walks off. Like, all right,
and that's not a good excuse. So there was this apparition. It's not a real nun.
Yeah, no one see. Yeah.
But the fact that her line was like only one thing that can save the children, the spirit must be laid to rest. And then Nancy comes up and she's like, what are you doing over here? And he's like, oh no, I was just talking to. She's like, talking to who? And the lady's gone. And you're like, at that point, you're like, okay, like, why? How is that able to go? What is that rule? Freddy's in the dream world, but spoiler, whatever, people have seen this, I'm sure. His mom can come out, just be in the normal world.
But why is his mom trying to kill him?
He's not a good boy.
It's still her son. I don't know.
Your kid's Ted Bundy? Are you hiding him?
Okay, first of all, she looked creepy as anything.
Oh my God, yeah, I know.
She looked creepy. Like I forgot that it was his mom. Like, so I wasn't sure what I don't know if I thought it was maybe could have been Freddy pretending to be a nun or
that would have been good.
It was just you remembered that was.
I don't remember the reveal. No, I just thought it was somebody helping out because you know what it is. I remembered the way the mom looked in 5, and she looked younger. Obviously, she's aged in this.
We see the mom in 5?
In 5, yeah. You sort of see her, and then Lisa Wilcox in the dream turns into her. It's such a weird thing, like getting raped by 100. Weird.
Do we ever see a baby Freddy like in a high chair?
Could you imagine? I don't think so. Oh, you know what? Maybe in 5 we see weird stuff like
I have no idea.
Because
that'd be pretty funny, though.
Because he's becoming a dad in that movie.
Yeah, I know. But that would have been pretty funny, though, if you saw like a baby Freddy.
Freddy?
Yeah. Playing with knives and,
He always played with knives. Oh my God, dude. But yeah, so that seems really good. And then now you got Neil going nuts because this is when he kind of reveals to Nancy, like, oh my God, what did I see? I thought I was talking to this nun. It's gone. And then Nancy says, hey, you are ready for the truth. And then then she goes to talk to the group about Freddy and reveals, like, I know what he looks like. And they're like, and all of them are like, holy shit. Like,
well, before that, I think it's before that where he goes to the nurse saying, I want to do the drug with them. Right?
That was,
she says,
and they said no.
Well, she says, no, she said, do it, but I'm not taking any responsibility.
She said that? The nurse Ratchet? I don't remember her okaying it.
He goes to her and he goes, and she goes, no, we can't. You're putting your job on the line. She goes, no, I know this, but we have to do this. She goes, something like, you're trusting this 20-year-old with whatever. And he goes, no, this is going to work. He goes, all right, but I'm telling you right now, you go down, you're going down alone or something like that. That's why when the other doctor confronts her, she threw him under the bus.
Yeah, no, I remember that part, but I don't remember. But that does make sense. And it's funny, again, Neil does these switches, right? Like we talked about one before, within like 2 sentences, he's changing the whole thing. He does it here too. He's like, tell the group about Freddy. She's talking, blah, blah, blah. And then he goes, what's next, Peter Pan? It's like, come on, dude. And then this is where he's like, all right, fine.
Maybe he's a patient also.
Oh, could you imagine that? He's like, what's his name?
That's a twist. Like it's a Shutter Island thing.
Yeah.
A dream theme.
But so now they're doing the group hypnosis, which is.
But awesome. We don't see them get the drugs though. Did they? Like I thought. Like they didn't. Did they get the drug at this point?
They didn't get it yet. I think it's maybe what you were talking about. I think it's right after this is when they start it, because we know when they get taken off of it. When he gets in trouble, they take it off of it. So
but we never see them actually get it though.
No, they don't make it a thing. Okay. We don't see them get the medicine like in the other movies. Remember, they're like, "Oh, here,
right,
you're in the cell." But so now we have. Oh, remember, it didn't work, right? Oh my God, this isn't going to happen because they want Kristen to go to Freddy's house. So we find out like Nancy's parents burn Freddy, and then that's one thing I wrote too. So that was Freddy's house that Nancy lived in. Okay.
Yeah.
They burned him alive at his house. Okay.
So they can't rebuild it?
No. But you move into the same property where you murdered someone?
What better way to cover it up?
Oh my gosh. That'd be like the most frightening thing, man. You murder somebody and then like 2 years later it's on the market. You're like, why not, hon? We got great memories here.
This podcast is brought to you by Carvana. Carvana lets you buy your next car on your terms. Explore a massive inventory online, filter for what matters, and find your perfect match. Then choose delivery to your home or pick it up at one of Carvana's iconic car vending machines. Every car also comes with a 7-day money-back guarantee, so you can make sure it's the right fit. Buy your car on Carvana. Delivery or pickup fees may apply. Limitations and exclusions may apply. See our 7-day return policy at Carvana.com.
Carvana.
I turned off news altogether.
I hate to say it, but I don't trust much of anything.
It's the rage bait.
It feels like it's trying to divide people.
If we got clear facts, maybe we could calm down a little.
NBC News brings you clear reporting. Let's meet at the facts. Let's move forward from there. NBC News, reporting for America.
But what better way to cover up a murder?
Yeah.
Buy the house so you murdered someone in. Poltergeist built a house on top of a Indian burial ground.
I know, that's true. You just moved the headstone. No, so good. But no. So this is cool too, because remember, they're like, oh, this isn't working. And then Joey kind of walks off. And then the marbles are in the air, and then everything starts going.
Well, the way the room changes was very cool.
Oh, dude. And then just the way they started using the thing, like, in my dreams, I'm the wizard master. And then she goes, Taryn, in my dreams, I'm beautiful and bad, and pulls out knives.
Yep.
Oh, dude, but the nurse scene's amazing, dude. And they kind of make fun of it in the documentary. They're like, oh, that was the casting that they really needed to pay attention to. Like, being like, oh, these guys are being creeps. But, like, that scene is just great.
And how old is Joey to be in a scene like that? Like, he had to be a kid. I mean, he had to be, like, young, pretty young.
Yeah.
I mean, I would say early 20s maybe. You know, like, he looked pretty young. But, like, what a scene. Imagine, like, your first movie role and that's your scene.
That'd have been awesome. That whole thing. And then it's funny, he's there for the rest of the movie. And at this point, we're probably at halfway, maybe. But he's stuck in that same spot for the rest of the movie. For the last 5 minutes, he gets released.
Now, is that because Freddy's trying to bring them back in? So, like, you use them as bait? Because Freddy never does that.
I know. That's the thing that's not different about this one. But yeah, he's trying to get them all together to save him. Because what's the point of him ever keeping somebody captive, right? He wants something, so he wants them to get close.
But he's able to go in everybody's dreams, so why does he have to entice them to go back in there? They're all falling asleep anyway.
Yeah.
Like,
and it's harder for him to battle 5-on-1 if that's a possible thing. Why doesn't he just not do something? Can he hide for one time? Hey, I'm going to set this one out, guys. you guys wake up and I'll get you tomorrow.
Yeah.
It's just
all right.
But yeah, so that scene was pretty wild, man. And I wrote Joey. You got to think like obviously he dies in the next movie, but let's say if he didn't die, he gets older. It's like, oh my God, who's the hottest chick you ever kissed? And it's like trying to tell that memory of like, all right, well, there was this guy, Fred Krueger, before he was a hot nurse, and then he turned into it. And they almost wanted to do these iterations of the hot nurse in the Freddy mask, and they shot that scene, and then they just got rid of it because they're like, this is very weird.
See, I don't remember them all dying in the next movie. I totally forgot, like, because we saw it so long ago.
Oh yeah, I know because their story was done because without Kristen,
I know, but it
killed it. Maybe if Tuesday Night or the character they brought in, the actress, maybe it just fit better. But even when you watch that movie, the movie was rewritten to be Alice Johnson movie because right from the beginning, it's all about her.
Does Tuesday make it to the end?
No.
I don't remember.
They die quick.
I don't remember.
She dies on the beach. Remember the Freddy gloves, and it's like
the glove. Okay, I got you.
Yeah, Joey dies quick, and Kincaid's is like lame in the junkyard.
I don't. You know what? I totally don't remember.
Kincaid's right after the dog pees on the thing.
Oh yeah. Fire. Was it a fire? Was it fire pee?
Yeah.
Was that the one?
The devil dog.
Yeah, devil dog. Okay, now I remember. Okay.
So now we get. I kind of talked about a little bit of it. Oh, so yeah, they pretty much get all trapped in one room. Kristen and all the other people, and it's like this trash compactor scene from Star Wars. And then the old lady comes in and sort of wakes them up. Like it was pretty easy to wake them up.
No, not sort of. She totally, which doesn't make sense because anytime someone's in Freddy world, they can't get woken up ever.
But for some reason, her annoying voice with Joey on the ground got everybody worked up. And Neil gets fired. Joey's in a coma. He thinks he sees
they had the drugs already because this is why they got fired.
Oh,
because he was in a coma.
Okay.
It's that's the next with the
the
doctor.
reason he got fired is because they did an unauthorized hypnosis.
Correct.
Yeah.
Because she said I want no part of it.
Okay.
And again, she threw him under the bus because she literally, it's funny, like, she tells the doctor, like, I told him not to do it. He did. And then as soon as the doctor walks away, he's like, oh, I'm so sorry. I wish I could help you.
I wish it could have worked out better. I'm going to use you as a reference one day. So.
Yeah.
Yeah. But so now, he sees the nun, I guess, 3 times because the second time is when.
In that building.
The second time is when he finds out about the raping of the 100 convicts. She was left behind and locked in there. Yeah, so that's when we found out that whole thing. So now this is when Nancy wants to go back into the dream world. But what she has to do first is find out what the remains are, because that's what the mom said in order to lay him to rest. So she goes to see her dad, who's now a security guard at a dive bar, and he's drunk.
That's his job there?
No,
I thought he was just drinking there.
No, he's drinking there. I'm saying he's a security guard. I mean, like he was a cop. Remember, he was like a lieutenant in the first movie.
I thought you said
he's not a security guard at the bar.
I know. Well, that's what you said. You guys, he's a security guard at a dive bar. I'm like, that's
he's
his job?
A security guard. Pause.
No, I get it.
At a dive bar.
I get it now. Okay, there you go. You didn't have to pause the first time.
He's guarding this.
Okay,
he's guarding a cold one. But no, he's John Saxon, legendary.
Oh,
Black Christmas, one of my favorite Christmas horror movies to watch. And obviously the first one, and he's just so good every time he comes up. But in this movie, in this role, it's so cool that they brought him back in the movie.
And his arc, like full arc from the first movie to now to the end of it, his character, like it was a great way to, like, it wasn't like forced, right?
Yeah.
Like it was a reason why, he had to bring, like, it wasn't just throw a cameo in there. Same thing with Nancy. It wasn't just to throw a cameo in there, but they both had such a great arc, of why they came back in the movie.
Yeah, there was a reason for
forced.
it. It wasn't like a shoehorned in. And I wrote down, Neil is his age. They're pretty much the same age, probably within 10 years. And he's trying to bone his 23-year-old daughter. But but again, he knows what happened. Like, he knows this Krueger thing has to be real. But he's so in denial. She goes, I need your help, Dad. Krueger's back. And then he starts like hemming and hawing. And the other guy, Neil's like not messing around now. He's like, you and I are going on a little scavenger.
No, before that, he's like, he turns to Neil and he goes, I don't know who this guy is.
Oh, yeah.
And like he wouldn't talk.
Yeah, I know.
So Nancy walks away.
Yeah.
Nancy walks away first. And then he goes, I'll stay behind and talk to this guy.
Yeah.
And Okay, he's been kind of wimpy this whole movie, and then all of a sudden he gets the balls to like pick him up and like throw him against the wall.
Yeah. Even later, their little dynamics good too. Like when he's trying to leave him and he dangles the keys. Yeah, that was good.
Yeah.
Now Neil, he has to stop by the church to get holy water, and he steals a cross, and he
in front of a priest,
and he leaves his driver's license like it's bowling shoes.
But so he was assuming, because I guess it had to be buried in holy ground.
Right? Yeah.
So he just assumed that you need holy water and a cross to make it holy ground. That automatically makes it holy ground.
Did he throw the cross or anything? Did he use that
after?
Oh, okay.
I think he threw it on top of the. But I mean, like he literally like. How about go to the priest and say, "Hey, listen, I got this, issue.
I got
need
this
some holy
demon.
water.
I got this guy Freddy Krueger.
something." But like, no, let's steal the cross in front of the priest. The priest is literally right there. Sir, are you here for your, to give up your sins? Yeah, I'm going to sin right now. Taking your cross. Here's my driver's license.
I'll be back. But I do love where they hit it in a junkyard. Okay. And I love that it's it's deep in the heart of that place.
But her father happens to have a key for it. The junkyard.
Oh, is that where he's a security guard? Oh, that makes sense.
No, I don't know. I'm just saying,
he had a key for it?
Yes.
He that's what I mean. Maybe he works there. I don't remember that. I don't remember him unlocking it.
Because I literally said, like, why does he have a key to a junkyard that he hasn't been to in 20 years?
Oh, yeah. Oh, so maybe that's his security guard. That makes more sense than I was going to write. I'm like, couldn't they have rearranged it in the last 25 years? That they moved that car or somebody bought it? People go to junkyards and say, oh, my God, I need that bumper. And just start, oh, guys, we found a body in here.
I don't know. I think junkyards and movies, like these cars are piled up. No one's taking any of them.
Yeah.
It's always like, I mean, I've never been to a junkyard, but I can't imagine them being like piled up the way they are in movies. Like
I've never been to one that they're that high. Like we had a bunch of them in my
every
hometown.
movie, they're always high. They're always high where one like false like move and the car's going to just tumble down and crush someone.
Which they do in the fourth one. It was cool when Mick talked about creating this scene and the fourth one. It's pretty wild. In this one, they got the cars from a junkyard and they rented them, and they basically just used the piece of property that was close by, moved all the cars, built everything, stacked everything, reinforced them together, and then just when they were done with the movie, like sold it back. But then in the fourth one, they had that really cool zoom in scene, and he made the same thing with little cars, and you couldn't even really tell a difference. There's one shot in this movie, I think he used the little cars in it, but it just looks so cool, like a creepy junkyard. And the fact that they're able to find the thing, man, it's insane.
Yeah. Well, and also, I mean, again, we're not there yet, but I have issues, again, with Freddy's rules because, well, I'm going to say it. Freddy's rules because how does he end up at the junkyard?
Oh, I don't know.
When they're not even in a dream. Like, so he can now appear out, because usually he has to be pulled out to be in the real world.
Yeah.
He can't just, and when he's in the real world, he doesn't have his powers, right? He has to be in dream world. But somehow he's able to go to the junkyard where they are, and they're not sleeping. So why is he there?
Yeah.
So that didn't make sense.
No, and the fact that he can only be there, because at one point I thought the things we were seeing were happening at the same time. Obviously, in a movie, you can only be looking at one thing, and then the other thing's happening, you would think, at the same time. And like, when we cut back and the skeleton was just on the ground, I'm like, oh, so he's done with the junkyard, and now he's back tormenting the kids. So, but no, that was weird how he just appeared there. I'm guessing because his powers were the strongest they were. Like, we saw that one scene when he was like...
They were. But still, though, the rule is, I mean, in the dream. So, like, he's never, ever come out unless someone pulled him out.
Yeah.
So, it doesn't make sense that he was able to teleport to there where no one's sleeping. So, I mean, that rule kind of went out the window for that one. But, yeah, okay.
So this point, this is when they have Kristen by herself after that episode. They took away her hypnosil. So they are like, hey, we need to go into the dream world. So Nancy's going to bring Kincaid and Will and Taryn.
But Kristen's the only one that's able to do that.
Do what?
Bring people into the dream world together.
Oh, well, that's what they were hoping for. And that worked out. She was already sleeping. Yep. They were like...
Yeah, but Kristen didn't know to pull them in there.
Well, maybe she had some alert when they pull in. As soon as they get into the dream world, they get some alert. But how about Kincaid's line, which he has a lot of great cursing in this movie, but he goes, let's go kick this motherfucker's ass all over Dreamland. I'm like, oh, this guy is great.
What's funny also is he does have a high-pitched voice like Tyson.
Yeah.
Like, so he's a big guy, but he's like soft-spoken, kind of like high-pitched, but he's just so funny. Like he's like the tough guy in there. But like again, so they were hoping that she's going to pull them in without knowing that she's going to fall asleep right away or pull them in. So I thought this was a little of a stretch also.
Yeah, no, it was. And then like, again, the fact that they got separated so quick. But dude, Kristen's thing is great. When you hear his voice, I have a gentleman over, and you hear him in the background. And then when he pops in that room, he said, I said, where's the bourbon, bitch? Like, whoa, dude, that is cool.
Yeah, no, it was, this is where, again, I'm like, I feel like as the audience member, you're like, now you're excited. Like you got the Dream Warriors, you got the title going. And again, I was way more excited and then it fell a little flat, but the way they all got separated, I thought was cool. And how they were all like, so while they were separated, where were they while Freddy was dealing with one at a time?
Maybe. I'm guessing the kid was just in the tunnel by himself. She was in the alleyway just looking around, right? Because he didn't get there right away. He thought he was going to be the homeless guy. But that set alone...
100% that they made it look like he was going to be the homeless guy.
Just to pop out of that. Yeah. I should ask Mick, but I do love this set, like the Jake's Bar, and I love the heart that says like Taryn and Freddy at the line.
That was great.
Dude, the arrow.
That was great.
I'm like, dude, this
is
real.
What's Jake's Bar? Is there a reference to Jake's Bar?
No, it was just she grew up in a crappy place. That was where she grew up. That's basically what he said.
Okay,
this isn't familiar.
No, but I just wonder if Jake's Bar was like a hidden joke or something.
Oh,
or like,
maybe for them. But no, it was just like probably where her old man or maybe the alleyway I don't know.
Right.
Or where she used to use. But again, it was so quick. They fight for like half a second, and it's like, oh no, you get the arms and like
which is, I thought this part, Freddy needle fingers, how great, syringe fingers, like that, what a cool effect. Like, you see the arms like kind of like opening their mouth.
Yeah, it was
like
really
cool.
Cool.
Like but seeing the syringe fingers, I thought was such a creative thing, and the way he just goes right to her, and
then he kind of like makes an orgasm sound. He's like, ugh, like
you see his face, like he's the one getting drugs.
He's feeling it. But then you got to Will, who's we didn't mention earlier, but he's wheelbound in this movie. But when you see this killer wheelchair come,
oh my gosh, how creepy was that thing?
Creepy.
So if he didn't move, would he he'll sit on? Like, was there a blade where the seat was? Was there spikes or something?
Spikes, everything sticking
everywhere.
Out. It was like they just took whatever sharp object and glued it on. It was really.
But was there actually I guess I could deal with the spikes on the arms, but was there spikes on the seat? I think that would be
100%. You gotta have that. I would think Freddy would be that smart. He wouldn't give him a comfy seat with a pillow and then just you just have to lean forward. But the kid's smart enough. He turns into the wizard he turns into is so cool. And just how he's taking Freddy out a little bit. He's all green, but he just walks next to him. And then Freddy just Freddy should have, if this was in 4 or 5, obviously the comic book thing in 5, Freddy would easily turn into some other wizard, but they didn't do that yet. Freddy wasn't doing he obviously turned into a TV, but it wasn't over the top for him yet.
Sure. Well, I think also what would have been better for the scene and the other girl scene is let them battle and let Freddy get knocked down first.
Yeah.
Like they're winning. And then Freddy bounce like he does that kick up move, which was awesome.
Yeah.
Later on. Something like that for each character. Let the greens, the wizard knock him down, throw him against the wall, and then Freddy come back and then get a Rocky moment. And that's what I think should have happened on both of those. And it really didn't. There was no fighting whatsoever. It was just so quick.
And then you get Kincaid, who is able to do whatever, say whatever. Dude, when he breaks through the wall like Popeye or Incredible Hulk, and he finds Kristen and Nancy together, and he's like, now he's like, we got to get Kruger because we need to kill him to save Joe. And he's like, Kruger, pussy. I'm like, whoa, my God, dude.
No, he was very funny, man. He was he looks so familiar. Like I've seen him in something else, and I can't remember. I don't know what I've seen him in, but like, yeah.
I feel like he was in not Seinfeld, but he was on a show like that. Just one-off episode. I feel like I've seen
like
him
227 or one of those. Like
maybe, but he's great.
I don't.
Yeah, no, he's
He and
so good in this movie.
I reached out to every one of them.
Yeah,
a while back. So he never got back to me.
Yeah, maybe one day it'd be cool to pick his brain about these roles. So now they find Freddy and they go down. You see where like his giant boiler room, almost like a hellscape, and Joey's over the bed thing still, and that's where the portal is to all the lava looking stuff. And dude, how about like Nancy? She goes, "Let him go, Kruger," and he says, "Your wish is my command." I'm like, this is the stuff I love.
Well, no. So we missed the whole part when before they go there, he writes on his chest. He carves, "Come get him" or something like that. Freddy Krueger wrote on Joey's chest, like carved letters.
I don't remember that.
He literally says, "Come get," something like "Come get him, bitch," or something like that. So like he has permanent scars of "Come get him, bitch" on his chest.
Oh shit!
Be. But like, it was like that because all you see is the writing. Like you don't see Freddy doing it. You just see the writing. So which is pretty cool.
I missed that.
Yeah.
But so I guess that's what led them to go to wherever they found him. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. But so now, dude, the best. Again, there's so many parts of this movie that just make it so good. How about Freddy fake dying? Oh, and then he pulls the pole out with the right arm while he's choking Kincaid at the same time, dude.
And he has that smirk on his face or laugh or whatever. Like,
but why is he not killing Kincaid there? To me, that's not a Freddy thing. Like, I feel like Freddy, there's not a ton, like in Freddy movies, people survive too much, I think. And shouldn't he just be like, he has his hands on Kincaid's throat. Why not kill him?
Because that's not his MO. He doesn't just kill that would be a Jason kill. Because he has to do a creative kill. Every kill in Freddy movies have to do with someone's personality of what they like, what they are. So maybe that's his power, that's the way he kills it. Because every single kill has to do with something. The girl with the TV, she wants to be an actress.
Yeah.
The guy with the
Kincaid didn't get that. He was in a junkyard in the movie. Joey at least got boobs each time. He was almost
okay. But I mean, was Kincaid into cars? Maybe he was into cars.
Oh yeah, junkyard cars.
I don't know. Junkyard Dog was into cars.
The wrestler.
The wrestler. So, so I think that's why, Freddy, you never really see Freddy just kill. I mean, he ends up killing them, but first there has to be some kind of play of what, and I think that's why, if that was Jason, he would have crushed him in 2 seconds.
Yeah, no, I was just thinking, you want, his goal is to kill Kristen and Nancy, it seems, maybe, and maybe the other people are just sort of in the way, but he has Joey as the one that he's using as bait. But then when we see the souls of the dying children for the first time, and that was something that was just so good in the series.
Wait, what do you mean dying children? I think they're already dead.
Dying children? Dying souls?
They're dead. They're already in his body. They're not dying.
Okay. Whoa.
Well, you think
sorry. I want the kids to still be alive. You want them dead. See?
Well, do you understand what dead and dying are?
Of course. Let's not talk about understand. I understand. I misspoke.
So here's the thing I would say about Freddy. He's as creative as he is, and how he doesn't. He isn't. I don't think he's the brightest.
He's not.
He's not, because he always, like you said, he always leaves loopholes and stuff so. And I think that's why he's always. That's why he can never survive. Although, we find out Jason is a zombie. Michael Myers a zombie, by the way?
How is he? He isn't, but he should be.
Okay. So what is Freddy then? Because he clearly dies in every movie and doesn't die.
Well, it's he can't die, right? He's already sort of dead.
Well, they kill him in every movie.
I know, but they kill him, but he easily comes back because he's in a dream world. So they kill him, but in order for him to recharge, he just needs kids to die in their dreams.
But how does he get to those kids if he has no power to begin with?
Well, the dog peeing, somehow gets him, and he gets into people's dreams. Like he gets Kincaid thinking about it, Joey thinking about it, Kristen thinking about it in the fourth one, and just like
I'm gonna have to watch it.
Yeah.
No, not the whole movie, just like maybe the beginning. They all die right in the beginning?
Pretty quick, within 25 minutes. They get rid of all those three, and they focus
that
on
might be
like
too long.
Alice and.
So which ones do we have left?
We just have 2.
Oh, we haven't done
5.
2 yet?
We didn't do 5 yet. I misspoke.
Which one's
earlier.
5?
5 is the one we have somebody we've reached out to. We just didn't connect yet. But 5 is the one that Dream Child. We didn't do that one yet.
Oh, I don't remember
that one's pretty
either.
bad. But yeah, yeah. Freddy gets Alice Johnson pregnant, and it's like very, very weird thing in that movie. But yeah. So we kind of talked about the Ray Bradbury and like the stop motion. That whole scene was cool with like Neil going against it, and then I think one of the visually coolest scenes is the mirrors. Freddy and all the mirrors is so great. The only thing I hated was like Joey's character should have been a girl that had a high scream. He just yelled. Like that's not cracking that's not breaking mirrors.
And that's his power by just yelling?
No, yeah.
That was lame. Like I said, between him and the girl, like you couldn't come up with better things. Like, I don't know. Like he should have maybe like X-ray eyes or fire coming out, like something cool. But yeah, like he has one thing and he just yells and they all crash through. But the fact that the way they were all being pulled through,
again, I wrote that was stupid. I go, why is he not stabbing? He's just grabbing. He's like pulling on Kincaid's arm, pulling on everybody. But I think this scene might be the greatest scene in the movies when we see John Saxton in Nancy. I wanted to talk to you because I'm going over. I'm sorry I never trust you. And you're like, oh my God, this is like so heartfelt. The music is like so good. And then it changes and she friggin' gets stabbed by him. Oh my God.
Yeah, that was again, I totally forgot about that, and that was very unexpected. And it's something else we really never discussed yet is the soundtrack to this movie is better than any of the soundtracks. I mean, Dokken.
Oh yeah. No, Dokken's great. Yeah. No, can't beat
that. Yeah. So, but yeah, I mean, and you know what I think what surprised me about Nancy dying, and I know obviously it's connected but not connected, is because we watched the New Nightmare with Nancy in there, and I'm like, oh, she can't die because she's in a new Nightmare, even though it has nothing to do with the movies.
Yeah.
I totally forgot about that. So like it really. Did you remember her dying in this movie?
Yeah, no, I remembered it. Yeah, no, that was like
you did? Okay.
big
See, I didn't remember.
shock. And then what was that?
Yeah,
what was Freddy's obsession with? Like, I guess because he's the big bad wolf, he uses the phrase piggies a lot in this movie because he said, "Now you're mine, piggy," like in that scene. And then that's when Nancy is sort of alive and starts. Her and Neil like at the same time are trying to, defeat Freddy. Like you said, like he's barely able to get out of the hole after. That was a cool scene when Freddy hits him with the shovel and he's in the hole getting buried alive.
Yes. However, the skeleton threw like 3 shovels worth of dirt on him and then walked away.
I know.
Like it didn't like bury him.
He didn't walk away, right? He had to go back into the dream world.
Well, he collapsed. Yeah, but he threw the 3 shoveled, like the dirt filled, that shoveled on him, and then he go like this, like he put his arms up, like the skeleton won, and then he collapsed. So like I thought he was gonna bury him alive. So what is like throwing like the little 3 things of dirt on him? Like
he had to get back to the kids. Like he had to get back to Joey hanging over the portal.
Freddy's not the brightest. Like if he buried him alive, he probably would have had a better chance.
He's an assistant.
He really
That'd
does.
be a good horror movie, like Freddy hiring an assistant.
Chucky. Like Freddy has Chucky as like,
or just an intern, a college intern. Keep all his appointments. Oh, so and so had a really bad dream last night. Okay, let's go in there. Let's use that. It's like It's like what is it called?
So like you mean like have like a mini Freddy?
A mini
Freddy.
Freddy.
Like a mini Freddy.
I should call him Mini Freddy.
Okay.
Oh man, dude. So now Neil gets out. He reaches over, throws the bones in, and then this is when he's like sort of dead. It seems, right? The way he's dumping the holy water, he's like throwing the cross.
Yeah, no, and then see that's why I feel like this was like, well, first is this where Nancy stabs Freddy himself.
Yeah,
with his own glove.
That's what it is. Yeah. Which is cool. She gets the full save. Obviously, even if she didn't do that, her character still goes out on top. But just the sacrifice. Because remember, Kristen. So I'm gonna save you, Nancy. I'm gonna make sure you go somewhere where you can have great dreams.
Well, I wonder if that, because he seems really affected by the glove.
Yeah.
So I wonder if, because it's his glove stabbing himself, like, I think, does that really hurt him? You know,
or
like,
just a real insulting to have your own weapon get you. It's
it definitely is.
It's like Jason getting the machete by someone. It's like, come on, Jason. Come on, this is your weapon.
He did get a machete in the head.
He did. No, that's what I mean. Not good.
I mean, listen, it definitely is insulting, but like, he had the pipe and went through him and he pulled it out with no problem.
Fine. Yeah.
Here he has the glove and he seemed to struggle.
They're magic gloves, maybe. Maybe that's what it is. Magic
That's what
gloves.
I mean. Like, I wonder if that has something to do with it, but okay.
Yeah. But now it just looks so cool, that visual of him doing that, and then the road.
Oh, yeah.
Then him like having the light coming out of him, which to me was just so great, man.
So, but when the glove goes in him, is it killing the souls that are already dead? Like, is it like doing more damage to them? Because
they're already dead. You can't make them deader, right?
No, I don't know. Well, they were talking. They were dead souls.
Yeah.
So like they were screaming or something. Like, they look like they were hungry. They look like they're like birds.
They look like
looking for food.
They look like the arms of Taryn. Yeah, feed me. No, it's just that in combination, maybe that like paralyzes him, and then the holy water is what made him.
Has he done that before though? Showed the souls of like people.
Well, that's the first time.
But he does it.
The fourth one is when they do the huge one. The set was huge, and they used Linnea Quigley and I think some other famous like Scream Queen they had go in. So they made a full one that was like 10 feet, and they had people like this was just like little faces, but how amazing it looks. But no, the ending of the movie is so cool. And then this is when Neil, we see him like, hey, let me go run, and he goes to see the nun, and she's gone, and he finds the grave.
Yep.
And it's Freddy's mom. Again, he has a freaking computer to look up Hypnocell. Why doesn't he look for Diane Kruger at one point and look at a photo? He could have figured this out earlier.
Yeah. No, again, we already cleared that he's been doing this 20 years. He's not that good.
No,
now the only thing is with the ending, and I mean, obviously it's cool. You see the light on in the house, but like it seemed to be like the weakest of the Return of Freddy. Like every movie has like a big like Freddy killed, doesn't it? Like, or something like at the end of the movie, like that Freddy's alive. This just had a light going on.
Kill at the end of the movie?
Nope. Well, in the first one, the mom gets sucked into the.
Well, that was wild. Yeah.
Second one, the car, right? It doesn't he attack inside the car?
No, the first one is those two. The mom dies, they get sucked in the car in the first one. Second one, I don't know what happens in the end of the second one.
I feel like there's something in like all of them, and this was like just a very light one.
Yeah, it's funny. Like Friday the 13th never
light
did that.
Light one.
Light one, very light. But yeah, no, it was just cool to see that. Like, how cool that house. But why is that house? That's the next kid who's getting tormented. Which that's an actor we don't even see their face. They don't use him again.
But why even keep it in the house? Get rid of it. Like,
that's the show. It's a brand new one that's showing another kid is getting. Yeah,
but that's the same. That wasn't the paper mache house that
it's
she
a
made?
different one. It's a different iteration of it. I don't think that's hers.
I thought it was, because remember he took it. He went to her room. When he visited he visited her mom and talked to her. I thought he took it because remember he went to her bedroom.
Yeah, was that Neil in the bedroom?
Yes.
Oh, I didn't know that was Neil. Okay.
Yeah, so
didn't really show his face.
So like I'm saying. No, I think it's the real. I think it's the house.
Why wasn't he in the next movie? Maybe he was supposed to be, and then once, she wasn't going to come back, they were like, you know what? We can't have this. We can't ruin that story too, because then that'd be 4 characters they kill off in the first 25 minutes.
But don't forget, he was also fired, so
he's not working. He should be like a hero now, but I guess you can't explain that. Like
what? Then you got attacked by by a skeleton?
Attacked by a skeleton. This guy came out into the real world. It was insane.
Yeah,
but so that was Nightmare on Elm Street Part 3. Jamie, obviously, I know this was like, I always had those silly sequels that were like my, white whales or white buffaloes or whatever when we started this. I remember this was one always forever that was in like your top. What would you say like Nightmare on Elm Street wise? What are some of the other favorites? This is your favorite, right? You say this is number one?
Well, I would say this one, I mean, and again, because this came out when, 88?
85.
Or like 85. Okay. So I was in 5th grade. So I remember seeing these in the theater. Like, I mean,
Really?
I saw this in the theater. Oh yeah. It was a little different time back then. So I was in 5th grade. So, I mean, yeah. I mean, so I remember seeing these. So like, I always go to see Nightmare on Elm Street.
I was wrong. I was totally wrong. 87. You're right. So
I told you, right. So,
this came out.
okay,
Yeah.
so I was in 7th grade. So I was in middle school. So I remember seeing, like, that's why I thought it was 88. So yeah, so I saw this in it. So it always, I remember, again, imagine being a kid that's like Dungeons and Dragons was big back then. There was a cartoon on Saturdays, Dungeons and Dragons. Like, so this was like a big, like, again, that's why I remember it differently, that I thought there was more battle to it. But as a kid, I remember being like, this is so cool. Like, so I would say this one, and I would say Friday the 13th Part 4, without a doubt.
Yeah.
Those two were like, I put them on the same level. Like, I think those are the two that really stand out for these two movies. But don't forget, I really didn't watch horror movies. So I never saw Halloween until, later in life. I've never seen Candyman. I've never seen Pinhead, Hellraiser. I've never seen any of those. So this is really like, these two are the only franchises I ever watched.
Yeah, yeah. So I looked up the box office because this one did obviously really well. I think the fourth one is the one that did the best, maybe.
Well, I would assume only because this upped the ante from the second one.
Yeah, yeah.
So everybody is like, all right, if this was this good, 4's got to be even better. That's probably why it made so much money.
Yeah, this one opened up 8 million, then it went or like 9, then 7, then 5, then 3, then 2. But like it's funny when you think about, it's one podcast I love, Blank Check, when they talk about movies and they talk about like what was in the box office. I think that's the most fun thing to think about. You went to a theater and you had all these choices. Like this week, it was Nightmare on Elm Street finally beat Platoon, which was on the top for 11 weeks in a row. Then you had Outrageous Fortune. I remember that movie.
That's Bette Midler and
Disney flick, right?
Shit, I don't know about that. It's
Disney
Bette
put
Midler.
it out.
Okay, so it's Shelley Long, I think, and Bette Midler.
Okay, but Mannequin's in there. You got Hoosiers, which was in the movie theater for 4 months. Some Kind of Wonderful opened up the same week.
Oh my gosh!
Over the Top, Crocodile Dundee,
and you know what's
number
funny?
one with a bullet, that Robert Carradine action movie. But yeah,
that I saw Crocodile Dundee. I saw Over the Top, all in the theater. So this is the year of going to movies, because I saw
Crocodile
this in the theater.
Dundee, holy shit, dude! That movie this was the 23rd week it was in the movie theater. That movie,
crushed.
Dude, do you know how much that movie that made? Guess how much that made. And this is only up until the 23rd week, but I'm shocked.
80 million.
100, dude, it did 174 domestic.
I remember it crushing. I mean, they made 3 of those, by the way.
Yeah,
so they had...
Yeah, 2, and then they did Los Angeles. But that one, dude, this is wild, because this is one of those movies that really got the word of mouth. The first week, 8 million. Second week, 8.2. Third week, 10.5.
Wow.
That is nuts, dude. And then randomly on Thanksgiving weekend, that one did 7.2 million, dude. That's crazy. All that time.
I wonder if it holds up today. Like
I've seen the last 10 years. I'm sure. Maybe I'll watch that tonight. If that's free somewhere, I'll watch that tonight, because I used to love.
Why don't you wait? Let's try to get someone from the second one, and then you can research and watch
or
the
the
first
third one.
Oh,
the third one's funny.
I don't even know if I saw the third one. The second one when he's in is the first one when he's in New York with the knife? That's not a knife.
Yeah, he's in New York for the first 2, and then he goes to L.A. in the third one.
Which is the one where he takes the knife out with the gang?
I think that's the first movie. All of those gags, I think, mostly in the first movie. Like a lot of those.
That was like the most famous scene. The gang. It's in the trailer. These gang brings that little switchblade.
No, they're so good.
That's not a knife.
Good old Paul Hogan.
That's my Australian accent.
Pretty good.
He was married to her for a while.
For a long time, yeah.
Linda Kowalski or whatever her name is.
Yeah, he was a total asshole.
Was he?
Well, there's a whole story. Matthew Berry, who ESPN fantasy guy, he's on like NFL Network. Him and his buddy wrote Crocodile Dundee in Los Angeles. If you haven't listened to How Did This Get Made, if you or listeners, there's one they did at Crocodile Dundee and they have an interview. Matthew Berry came on the podcast mid-episode, did like a 15-minute story about it, and just talking about how Paul Hogan like took their script and just did what Seagal would do and just changed the words in order to be like, oh yeah, I should get credit for it.
Meanwhile, did he even make anything after like Crocodile Dundee? Like what else was he in? Like I don't.
Yeah, I feel like he did the same type of movies, just they were different names. He did Fish Out of Water type movies, but screw him. But so
he only did animal. He only did animal titled movies. Fish Out of the Water, Crocodile Dundee.
Yeah. Could you imagine that? That's all I do.
Monkeying around,
Oh man, but the third one is funny because what's his name's in it? Really funny Spanish comedian. I should think of his name. From the 80s.
No.
Yes, Paul something.
Paul Rodriguez.
Dude, he's great in the movie.
He's very funny.
They get him a job like working at movie theaters and like working on films in the props, and in minutes Paul Hogan becomes like the animal trainer.
Oh my god,
which is ridiculous. But yeah. So now look at that. We go from Nightmare on Elm Street 3. We're talking about Crocodile Dundee and Paul Hogan, but
we're not doing Crocodile Dundee.
We're not doing Crocodile Dundee.
Yes.
But we are doing a movie that is a TV movie, and it has some familiar faces for our podcast. A while ago, we talked with the amazing Kathleen Kinmont of Today's Halloween. So Kelly Meeker for Halloween 4 fans. And we're going to be covering Renegade Fighting Cage, a 2-part episode that has a crazy, crazy plot. And for it, we talked to somebody that is just truly amazing. An American Gladiator. I was lucky enough last night, as a matter of fact, to talk with Ice, Lori Fetrick. Lori's amazing. All these years later, and she's competing at the age of 62 in like an over 60 Masters physique bodybuilding competition. She just got to the point because the last time she was competing, while she was getting ready to get her card and go to become pro, American Gladiators came calling. She saw it on TV. She said, I want to audition. She sought it out, made the show. The rest is history. So he talked about how that show was really the show, like that transcended time. You didn't have to watch American Gladiators to know it, because every other show, if you look at her credits or you look at Nitro or all the other people, Zap, you look at their TV credits where they appear as their names, they're all different shows. So everything fed into watching that American Gladiators on Saturday night. And she was so cool. Great stories about some of the roles that she got to do. She was on Adventures of Lois and Clark, played Vixen, a villain. She talks about some almost roles that she had in the recent years, but so much fun, still badass. She looks like exactly the same. So cool. And so you have that to look forward to next week. Then in 2 weeks, you get to see a little Renegade. If you didn't watch USA Network in the 90s, I don't know where you were living. It was the best. Branscombe Richmond, you got Lorenzo Lamas, and of course Kathleen Kinmont. So so that'll be a lot of fun. So happy Halloween. Don't forget to review, rate, share our podcast. Follow us on all social media at Sequels Only. And don't forget to check out our website, sequelsonly.com. Good night.
Good night.
Good night.
Good night, guys.